Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleed Sports Podcast. I'm Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. How bad does this sound, me rustling around this microphone?
I couldn't hear you doing anything on the microphone
great.
up to there.
I can't either because I don't have my headphones this week.
No headphones, and we're running a little bit different off a computer instead of the iPad like we usually do. So not 1,000% sure that the audio is going to work here, but we're about 97% sure that it's going to go
I'd
through.
say 97.
I feel good with 97.
I do too.
I mean, if you told me I got a 97% chance to do anything, I'm taking it.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Unless it's something bad, of course.
100% of the time.
Yeah. If I get a 97% chance, 100% of the time, I'm taking it.
Oh, Adam Schmidt. All right, man. So we got some stuff. Not the craziest podcast, but World Cup was it? The what do they call the first stage of the World Cup? The division round. It's not called division.
Wild card.
It's not wild card. It's not the knockout round because the knockout round's coming.
Round of 64.
Something like that, maybe. But we're going to talk some World Cup in this. And we've got our NFL picks. We've got our Mount Rushmore dairy products and Deon Cole, Charleen's son.
Yeah. Charleen's boy.
Right. So super. I'm this may not be the longest podcast, but I think this will be kind of fun, especially the World Cup talk. We got to get some World Cup talk in, right? It's in Qatar.
That's right.
We played Wales, England, and no, we didn't play England. Wales. Who was the second team that we played? No, it was England. We tied England.
Okay.
And we tied Wales.
Did we play?
We'll get into the World Cup. I'm super excited to hear everything you have. I watched the last World Cup game. Watched the game yesterday. It was 2:00. Had a customer in Columbus, went out, had a couple cocktails, and watched the game. We'll talk about that later. Let's start off.
2 p.m., right?
2 p.m.
Okay.
2 p.m. Let's talk about right now and Reese's.
While we're doing this Reese's, and I'm excited about the Reese's this week, I want to hear about, so we did not record a podcast last week. It was Thanksgiving week, and you had an out-of-town trip with the fam.
Yes.
You went to
Disney World.
Went
to Disney World. Didn't go cross-country to Disneyland, but we did go to Disney World. It was a good time. We had a good time.
Good. Now, let me I'm going to ask you some questions about that.
I'm excited.
But let me first tell you that I was in a store over the weekend, okay?
Okay.
And I saw a couple things, and then these things seem like seasonal things. Like I don't know if they're out all the time or if they're just in the really cheap stores, but I saw a couple things. I'm like, you know what? He's not even going to use these, but I'm just getting them for him because we do Reese's every week. So
what do we got?
Try out these Reese's pens.
Scented pens. Scented pens, 2 colors, 1 chocolate, 1 peanut butter, I assume.
Go ahead and moisturize your lips with some Reese's balm.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Makeup or something.
A 6-pack chocolate peanut butter cup flavored lip gloss.
That's going to be gross. Let me know how those are.
Holy cow.
We got a kids try them or something.
We have a regular peanut butter. We have a white cream and peanut butter. We got a dark chocolate peanut butter, and we got a regular chocolate peanut butter. Holy cow, this is gonna be good. If I put this on my lips, it would not be good. It wouldn't be good because I'd just be licking my lips even more than I did before.
Yeah, you're gonna chap them and then chap them again. All right, so
there's directions for safe use. Caution, not to be eaten. Avoid contact with eyes for external use only.
It's gonna be tempting.
Yeah,
because it smells and tastes like Reese's. That's what's up.
Love this. Okay. Thank you very much, man. This is awesome.
I mean, the dumbest things ever, but
love every bit of this.
Give it a smell.
2 scented felt tip pens. I'm opening this bad boy right now.
Good. Write something down with those things.
I am.
And then while you're doing that, we have the Reese's Christmas Snowman.
Oh, wow.
It's a good size bar.
Holy cow.
Which is one of the reasons I was so excited about it. This is my.
So if you're on the YouTube, then you can see this is bigger than my hand. This is a large piece of chocolate and peanut butter. I'm super stoked about. I am thinking this is going to be kind of like a big cup, but like eating 2 or 3 big cups.
Wow, I hope you're right.
Me too,
I mean, that's
because
gonna
when
be
I get a
great.
pack of big cups, I'm excited.
So a bunch of holiday themed stuff comes out from Reese's and everybody else, including the pack that's like a meter long, and it's like why did I say a meter? We're in the United States of America.
There's only like 4 countries in the world that use our system.
Yeah,
Every other one uses the metric system.
yeah. So
And they're
anyway, it's
cold.
real long and it just has a whole bunch of packs of them in there. Also, is it like the 1 pound Reese's peanut butter cup, which I've had before?
Oh, I've never done that. Did you eat it all in one sitting?
No.
Oh wow,
It's tough. It's tough.
1 pound of peanut butter is tough. This is going to be good. I'm super excited about this right off.
Oh, yeah. How peanut butter. Oh my
God. That is definite big cup size peanut butter, but covered in a little bit thicker, harder chocolate. That's going to be the key.
Uh-huh. That's the thing. I'm still getting more chocolate. A lot of peanut butter here, still getting more chocolate, but that's on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you get in the middle there.
Before we can rate this, we're going to have to eat half so you can get a bite without the edge.
So while we're getting there, let's talk about this Disney trip. So I've never been to Disney World, Disneyland, any of that stuff, any of the big theme parks, except for the one in Sandusky. What's it called? Cedar Point. I've heard all kinds of things. It's a wonderful, magical place. Also, a big people watching thing. This is obviously a big vacation destination for everybody. Some families that can't even afford it will like save up for years and go on this Disney trip. I imagine lines are awful. I imagine some people, just because there are so many people in the world now that are just inconsiderate people of folks around them. Bathrooms. We talk about bathrooms all the time on this podcast. Public restrooms in a place like that with so many people. But so Thanksgiving is an interesting time to me to go down there. Do you think the crowd was like more or less or about the same as like a summer vacation? Just amount of people.
I'm gonna say the same. It's as busy as it gets.
Wow.
They do a big Christmas party and stuff like that, and it was insane how many people were there. It was way more than I thought.
I feel like at Thanksgiving, Pocahontas and what's old boy's name should be a huge thing there.
John Smith, didn't even see him. Neither.
Johnny Smith.
Okay.
Interesting. Because isn't that kind of how the story of Thanksgiving started?
Sure. Why not? I feel like Pocahontas and John Smith definitely was the way that Thanksgiving started.
And John Smith is the most famous pilgrim ever. Okay, maybe I'm totally wrong about that. But anyway, so still a big crowd. What kind of lines are you waiting in?
We got pretty lucky. So we only did 3. We were only down there for 3 days we hit them up back to back to back. And Thanksgiving Day was one of them. Now it was pretty crowded. So we did my wife got on when he first could and did some kind of Christmas party thing where they actually closed the park down at 6:00.
Oh.
So from 6 to midnight, you got the park it's way less people. Walked on every ride, got to see all kinds of stuff. So it was really good. Got to do that. That was awesome. Then we got lucky with you can do a thing with if you've got someone who's disabled, then your party can kind of skip the line and go through what they call the lightning line or whatever. And
shout out lightning strikers, by the way.
Lightning strikers. McHale's Navy before that. So that was kind of nice. So my sister-in-law was there, so she obviously has a disability, pushing her wheelchair. And we were able to still get on rides pretty quick with what we did. So that was nice. We still got to do that. So, but the lines were crazy long if you didn't do that. So I didn't have to wait in too many lines with that. Can I tell you what my biggest thing is?
This is why I asked. I want to know.
Any theme park, any place where there's lots of people, zoos, you name it, right? If they're anywhere, if there's lots of people and there's giant walkways and you're going to stop, don't stop right in the middle. I understand sometimes you kind of have to, like, depending on what's going on. If something happens to you, you just stop. And if that happens, I get it. But don't stop and then just decide you're having a 20-minute powwow right there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're in a big group. I cannot. That is the thing to me that gets on my last nerve. And it's not always the fact that I'm annoyed with other people. Sometimes it's the party that you're with that will do stuff like that. So I will if something like that happens and I'm with the people that are doing it, I will immediately walk. I'll just keep walking past them and get off to a side somewhere and hope they follow. And then usually my wife goes, "Hey guys, I think Chris thinks we're in the middle of everybody." And, like, "Hey, little hint, come on over."
I can give you a fat kiss on the lips right now because I am the same way as a big pet peeve of mine. No, I could. That's what I said. I totally agree with that, man. And I see it all the time. Grocery store is big with carts. If people leave their cart right in the middle of an aisle, an aisle is big enough for carts to go down either side, but not much bigger than that. You leave it right in the middle, nobody's getting by. You go diagonal or sideways. I mean, you're out of your mind.
When I'm in a grocery store, I will push my cart up against one wall and walk where I need to go sometimes.
100%. I do that.
Just to stay out of whoever's way I possibly can stay out of. I say sorry to everyone. I apologize to everybody. Oh, my bad. Oops, sorry. I got this big stroller at Disney. I'm saying sorry to people that are just walking in front of me. I'm like, oh, my bad. I was walking. Sorry. I purposely, you guys kidding me right now? That's the other thing. The people, I like the adults that go by themselves.
Yeah.
Totally cool, right? If that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm in for it. So here's the deal. So I got this double stroller, right? And I'm very good with this double stroller. Like I said, I'm always getting out of the way. Always getting out of the way. I got this double stroller, take the kids out of it. They walk through the line, to get patted down and all that stuff, because everywhere you go, you got to go through a metal detector.
Wow.
And I got two bags. I got a bag that's got drinks and snacks and stuff in it, like a cooler backpack. And then I got another backpack that's got whatever, like chips and, another pair of clothes and stuff like that in the two seats of the stroller. This is the funniest. I didn't know what to do in this case. So walk up. I always do that so the kids can all go through on their own. I take the bags, I take the stroller because I know that's the most difficult part and they're going to have to do all kinds of crazy stuff. So I take that so they can get out of the way. So I walk over, they scan the stroller, they scan the bags and they go, all right, go over there. They got to check your bags. So I put the bags in the stroller and I stroll over. There's a little bit of a line. There's two people, okay, checking bags. There's a line with two people, not two different lines, one line. Well, this guy walks up. He also has to get his bag checked behind me. Old man. Well, I say old man. I'm going to say 65 to 70.
All right.
But in good shape, happy guy, white-headed, and he's walking over, making all the jokes, hey, too bad they don't have football on. And this was on Thanksgiving Day. Too bad they don't have football on. We'd all be drinking a beer, having it in the middle, right, guys? Ha, ha, ha.
What a real man.
We're like, what? I'm like, whatever. And he walks up and he goes, oh, is this a line? And I was like, yeah, it's a line. He goes, oh, well, you don't even have kids in those strollers. And he stood in front of me and got his bag checked. And I looked at him and I looked at the other dude who was walking to go get to the other one. So I would have been next in line. And he walks over to the one and kind of gives me a look with his eyes up. And I was like, did that just happen? He looked at me and said, you don't have kids in there anyway. Oh, so that means you can just walk in front of me? I don't understand.
Wow.
And his wife's sitting there, looks irritated. And it was just the two of them. And I saw him twice during the thing. Those are the people that get on my nerves. Those are people that get on my nerves.
That would get on my nerves anyway. I mean, wow.
Yeah. So
Because you don't have kids in the stroller, and he obviously didn't see your kids already go through, right?
right. So then either way, that means that he got to jump the line.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that's what I was almost kind of hoping. That sucks that happened to you, but I was almost hoping to hear like a story like that, because that's what I imagine Disney to be like.
There's so many, and there's so much of this that happens there too. I love this. Like, you walk up to go get in line for something, and all of a sudden, like 5 people sprint right in front of you at the last second to go get in line. It's a 40-minute wait. Why? I don't understand. Like, we're all walking to this line, and then all of a sudden they'll sprint ahead.
We're talking adults or like kids?
No. Kids don't bother me. It's the adults that irritate me. The adults. It's always adults. If a kid does something like that, get in there, dude. Go ahead. I'm like, usually though, it's the kids that stop and go, like, look at you like, oh, can I not? And I'm all, heck yeah, man, get up there. Go.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are more polite than the adults. A lot of that. Like, people walk around entitled, like they just feel like the park is theirs or something. Like, we're all here. Just take your time, and it's
can you see a scenario where like all the amenities at the park, and from what I understand, there are all these different things you can buy, bracelets and stuff that get you all this access to different things.
Mm-hmm.
People that go all out and this is like, like the people that save up a couple years or for a while and then have this is their big major, maybe one-time chance. Do you think it's that, or, I mean, it's just anybody?
No, I'm going to tell you the truth.
It's LA resident, or LA. It's
Florida
residents, Orlando or whatever residents that are there all the time.
That's what I think. The people that save their money up and really, all that, I think they're the more considerate people, because they know how difficult it is and how much it is, and what the experience is all about, right? So they get it. The people that are probably season pass holders they're the people that just walk around there like they own the place. That's how I see
like
it.
Season ticket holders.
Yeah, exactly.
Events.
They act like they run the place. So I don't know. It's that's how I see it. The bathrooms though, not bad at all.
See, I was thinking like, okay, 1 million people there in and out all day long. The bathrooms have to be in terrible shape, but I have heard that Disney World is known for like how they have all these things in place to make sure it's as clean as possible.
If I went to the bathroom, so 3 different days we went, if I went to the bathroom
16 or 17 times,
let's say 16 or 17 times, I bet 15 times there was somebody in there cleaning them or in there just doing something while you're in there. I mean, they're clean. They send a woman into the woman's, a man into the man's, and they'll be cleaning as things go. Right?
I can't wait until we get to a time where that doesn't matter, and you can maybe you send a trans person into both.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, you put a woman in the men's bathroom while I'm cleaning. It doesn't bother me. It's probably going to bother her, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it'll bother her for sure.
I mean, that doesn't bother me one bit. Whatever. I mean, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pee and fart, or poop, or all 3.
Yep.
Guarantee.
My head triple.
Guarantee pee and fart. Sure, sometimes poop.
Sure. Double or triple. Yeah.
That is one thing that I've gotten more comfortable with now, is when you walk up to the urinal, I don't even hold back the fart anymore. I let that bad boy go while I'm peeing. When you're in your house and you're peeing, and for some reason you always got to fart when you start peeing, and you let it out in your house.
Sure.
I used to always kind of hold it back, and like, as much as I don't care about that, I don't want to let a big old loud farter out while I'm peeing. I'm trying to be a little bit respectful for everybody. I don't even care anymore. I pee, I just walk in there, I'm peeing a fart, especially if there's a little kid in there too. Sometimes I'll do it then just to see if I can get a giggle out of somebody. What I mean? If I can get a little kid to get a laugh out of it, I just made his day. He's gonna walk out and go, "Daddy, I was peeing and somebody farted."
I definitely try to control the sound.
I used to do that. Now I don't even care. If I got a little flapper in there, it's a flapper. If it's a silent one, then it's silent. It is what it is.
I try to go real slow with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. I get it. I totally get it. But no, the bathrooms were very good, but the people, man, I'll tell you what, whew, that is tough, man. It was packed, and trying to watch fireworks one night, and people just, oh my God, you'd think they were like fireworks that you've never seen before. You would think there was something besides fireworks.
You've seen every firework.
Yes.
Trust me. If
Yeah.
you've seen one
Yeah.
firework, you've seen
them all.
everyone.
You've seen them all. It's insane. I get it. The castle's lighting up and doing different things, but like, yeah, but the fight and it's just, I gotta say, not a fight. The one thing that I will say is, like, if you're at Kings Island and something goes wrong, you might hear some people getting into it a little bit, like, hey man, what are you doing? But there was not, I never noticed one person being, even being upset with the people that are being rude. Nobody was even like, usually you get a little smart ass comment coming from the background, like, oh, hope you make it in time, or something like that. Like, oh, it's a good thing you got there. You got a little bit ahead of us, or just say some kind of smart comment. None of that. I thought it a lot.
Sure.
I
Every
never
time
said it.
six people run in front of you to get in line
Yeah.
for, to stand there for 30 less seconds.
There was a grown man who had a wife, who had kids that were teenagers, who like bolted in front of us to get in front of us for the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and their family was behind us. And at that point in time, we got a pretty decent crowd, so it's like, we all kind of see what happened, and we're like, all right, let's see how this bad boy plays out. Because multiple times, if we got a little split up at the beginning of a line, I'll stop, like, oh, keep going, go ahead until I get caught up with the people who are behind us in line. While we're in line, I'll let people go up there. I was interested to see if these people were going to try to get by us, or if he was going to stop and wait for his. Oh no, they were busting to get past us, like almost knocking us up while in line to get past. Like, you guys got to be kidding me, man. I got two little girls and a boy. What are you guys doing? Like, how much earlier are you going to get on this ride? How much time are you going to save by getting in front of me right now?
That's yeah,
I get so stressed. That's the only time I really ever get super stressed out, is
Really?
when I'm at like Kings Island or the zoo or somewhere like that, and there's a ton of people, and I'm trying to keep I don't want my kids to be nuts, and I'm trying to keep them riled up, trying to count them to make sure they're all there, and not be, not ruin someone else's time by just stopping in front of them, or you know what I mean? Like, it's super stressful for me.
Yeah, that's surprising, because you don't get stressed much.
That does it to me. Big crowd.
Wow.
Big crowds with my kids.
That's totally understandable. There's maybe not a more stressful situation around. I mean, that I can totally see that.
Yeah.
I totally see that. All right. Did you have a good time?
Oh, I had a blast.
Even being stressed out, come back
I
and
was
say that was
expecting
awesome.
I was expecting to be stressed out, like, and it wasn't as bad as I even thought it was going to be. I mean, I told you a few stories, but really, a couple little things over the span of 3 days is not a big deal.
Not bad. Okay, good. Glad you had a good time.
And the kids were awesome on the drive down and on the drive back.
Wow, that's huge. That's the biggest thing.
That's
probably,
the biggest thing.
right?
100%. I didn't have to tell anybody they had to walk home from Disney World or anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. One of these days.
The threat of the stop on the side of the road, no threat of stop. Aaron always tells me I got to stop doing that because I can't fulfill it. I can't go through with it. I said, and I always say the same thing. Oh yeah, you want to watch? See what happens.
But you'll never do it, huh?
No, probably not.
All right. I love that. I love that you had a good time.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was fun.
It was the normal old everyday thanker of the giving.
My sister's family didn't get to come around because they have a 3-week-old or whatever, and she's still trying to keep her, mostly
RVS away from her.
Yeah.
Not even worried about COVID for the kids anymore. Now it's this other thing, RSV or RPF or something like that.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, she just didn't want to get, it can get rowdy with all the kids together and
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and she just didn't want to, I'm sure she's still, recovering and all that stuff herself. So
Absolutely.
anyway, so yeah, the day after actually we went to my brother's house, and it was just his family and me and my dad, and just kind of hung around and we had an Italian dinner.
Really?
We had an Olive Garden dinner.
Wow. You know what I had for Thanksgiving dinner this year? I had
Let me guess. You had magic bean sprouts. You had some kind of you had a Cinderella burger. You had dwarf French fries.
Yeah, I don't
seven
really.
dwarf
What
French
did I eat
fries.
for dinner on Thanksgiving? I don't remember. I have
Mhm.
no idea what I ate for Thanksgiving dinner.
Mickey Mouse chicken sandwich.
Oh, I do know what I had for dinner. I had a chicken in a waffle taco.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And I'll
love it.
tell you what, the Olive Garden catered meal or whatever,
Yeah,
one of my favorite Thanksgiving meals I've ever had.
you gonna do it again? You think?
Maybe. I had no
That's
idea
awesome.
that's what was happening.
That's
I
awesome.
got there and that's what was there, and I was we had
This is awesome.
they had
Let's go.
fettuccine Alfredo and what else? Spaghetti maybe? I forget what it was, but
Yeah.
salad. I mean, I I was like, I don't need turkey and all the sides that nobody cares about until it's Thanksgiving, and I don't like anyway. And give me some Italian, man. I like Italian
I
food.
love Italian food, man. Bring on the carbs. Speaking of carbs, what would you rate the Reese's that we just had?
Oh, are we eating a
The
Reese's?
Reese's Snowman.
Um, so we talked about we needed to get at least to the middle of this
Holy
thing.
cow.
Don't even.
First off, take a guess how many servings that is.
I'm gonna say 3.
Try again.
6.
5.
Oh, wow.
That's supposed to be split into 5 servings.
So I've had about 3 of the servings so far.
I had all 5 servings.
Okay, finished it. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
700 calories just now. Just
Yeah.
ate 700 calories.
Nice. Wow. It's so much and so rich. It's good, but I feel a little sick now.
Do you really?
From this? Yeah.
Not even a little bit. Are we rating? Let's rate it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
First impression. First impressions in that 20 minutes.
First impressions. We talked about how, at least on the edge, the chocolate's extra thick, so you don't quite get the peanut butter you're expecting, because you can see how thick the peanut butter is in there, which is exciting. Once you do, I think you were right. Once you do get in the middle, it's a little bit different.
Yep.
But still, the chocolate was still thicker than I expected it to be. So not quite the peanut butter experience I was thinking it was going to be. But in the middle, though, there was one bite that I was like, oh, that's heaven.
Yeah.
It was like all peanut. It was like a lot of peanut butter and a little chocolate. So for that reason, and because it's this big giant piece of peanut butter and chocolate from Reese's, 9.5.
I'm 9.6.
9.6. Nice.
9.6. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is delicious. I mean, I may have been able to go 9.7. Like, I mean, 9.8 is a big, 9.9's a big cup, 9.8's a big cup, whatever. Like 10 is my, but yeah, I without a doubt, this is everybody get it. Everybody go get this.
Really good. You better get it now too, because after the holidays, you're not going to see the giant snowman.
Nope, the giant snowman will be gone. I'll tell you this. I don't smell anything on this marker. It's orange. Nope, I got nothing. I probably got to do something for a little while. I got to let that thing meander and bake, and I'll figure it out later. All right, so that's that. So that's the Reese's for the day. Let's get on to the next side of the Reese's. What is next or the next side of the podcast, which is sports, something that's big, the biggest sport in the entire country, okay, is football. The biggest sport in the world is also football.
Yeah.
But the big chant that I heard is it's called soccer. That's the new USA chant. Huh. It's called soccer. That's what they were chanting. No, guess what, fellas? It's football. You're playing football. when the entire world calls it one thing in the United States, because we are so pretentious,
Yep.
call it something different.
100% right.
That is not how it works.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Also, still a funny chant.
still a funny chant. One of the guys I think had a shirt underneath that said it's called soccer. One of the soccer players. But yeah, I got to tell you, man, I always say I don't understand soccer. I'm starting to understand it. The fouls and when you get a card and when you don't get a card comparatively, I could go either way. I don't 100% understand that.
You teed up, you get a yellow, you get a double T, it's a red.
It's a red, you're out of here. But then there's just regular fouls. And you just drop the ball down and kick it, and you just keep going. It's very simple. It's just
doesn't mean anything.
drop it down, kick it.
Yep. Can you foul out?
Everybody gets away. No, you foul
Yeah,
1,000 times as long as they're good fouls and not yellow cards or red cards.
All right.
So anyway, I'm gonna try a little Reese's Pieces lip balm while we're here.
Okay. All right, I can't wait. I mean, I hope you don't have some sort of reaction since that's from Big Lots.
It's got a little coconutty to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I taste coconut. Smell it. Just smell it. Does that smell coconutty to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does smell a little
It's a little
coconut.
weird.
Yep.
I've never had a coconut Reese's Pieces, but that's all right. We've got some dark chocolate over here. I might try next.
Okay. Yeah, talk that coconut lip balm off.
Yeah.
And then
we'll do that. So there's some sparkly lip balm in there too. All right, so let's get back to what else. Oh, so I think I pretty well understand it though. I've got offsides. I figured out offsides. It's not just that you can't be on the other side of the defender. It's from the time the ball's passed to you. So if you kick it from like the other side, which these dudes can kick a ball a country mile, but if you like are on a dead sprint and you're not past the defense yet, and some dude kicks it, and then you're just faster than everybody, and you end up on the other side of them on a one-on-one, boom, that 100%. That's legal. Oh. So I figured out the offside thing, because that always got on my nerves because there's no line. It's like it's the last defender, and it seems kind of tough, but I get it now. I get the offsides. Other than that, dude, it's spacing. It's every other sport, right? It's spacing. It's when to cut, when timing on. They've got give and goes. They've got basically picks. They've got it's spacing.
It's basketball.
It's spacing. It's basketball. It's football. It's spacing. It's a lot like basketball, actually.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So it makes sense watching this, right? So I got a buddy of mine up in Columbus that is a customer, and we're watching it, having a beer, and he does nothing about soccer, and I know nothing about soccer, and there's some people there that know soccer. And in my head, in the very beginning, I'm thinking things like, what? Go, like, what? No, get it out. We'll get in, cut, that needs to get to the middle of the court. That needs to the court. That needs to be, you need to get that to the middle. You need to get that to the corner. Like, you need to get like when like looking at it. And I'm thinking all the things everybody's saying. And I'm like, well, this is a piece of cake. Nice. It's just like every other sport. So I started to kind of pick it up a little bit. I kind of and I always like the World Cup anyway, because it's the biggest event in the world.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I see. That on that's top the dark chocolate.
Okay,
it's a little better.
You got
it's not for consumption, but I just licked it all off.
It doesn't look like it's a lot better. Man, you are moisturized.
Dude, my lips are ready to go right now. I could get wind whipped and not have an issue.
Well, you walk outside for 2 seconds.
Boy, right now you are. There ain't no doubt about that.
All right. So it's in, maybe you don't care about this stuff. It's in Qatar, which is near Saudi Arabia. I was checking out where it is on the map. No matter what, that doesn't matter. There's all kinds of controversy because in Qatar, there's women aren't treated like human beings, and
you can't buy beer. They've totally outlawed alcohol and stuff like that.
Just for this, though, right?
Well, you could before this, but it was super expensive. They've got like 37 taxes on alcohol.
And I heard that they banned it for
they did ban it
the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which to me, honestly, probably a good idea.
Yeah, because there'd be a lot of Americans not coming home.
And I guess they probably serve alcohol at every soccer stadium in the world, but um,
The hooligans.
the fights that break out.
Yeah. It's a good idea. It's
I
a good
mean,
idea. Good idea not
yeah.
to. But the place has got like they've got like shipping containers. They didn't have enough room to hold all these people, so they got like these shipping containers that they turn into hotels, which is a joke.
Yeah.
It's
I've
a
heard a
joke.
lot of bad things.
They gave this dude a bunch of money who was in charge of FIFA or whatever, and it was basically on a bribe so they could get this thing, and that's how it all went down.
I've heard there's corruption going.
Super corruption, but apparently that dude is no longer in charge. I don't know the whole story with that, but I don't know. So, but this place, yeah, not the coolest place. Sounds like, but so
there's a punishable by up to 3 years in prison if you are homosexual in Qatar.
Wow,
yeah, put in jail for 3 years.
It's a good thing the women's. It's a good thing the women's World Cup is not there.
Yeah,
because
they're all gay.
90% of our team, maybe not 90%, but I mean they're very open about all that stuff. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be able to. Oh boy, not just there's a bunch of them. Anyway, so good for them. The men, they tied the first game against Wales 1-1.
Okay.
They tied England 0-0.
Are you talking United States?
United States men.
I don't know who you were. I wasn't sure who you were rooting for.
So then they had to beat Iran, which, by the way, it's Iran, not Iran. Some guy some dude was interviewing one of their better players, and he was like, "It's Iran," and started getting mad. I was like, "How does it feel to represent a country that's filled with racism?" And I was like, "Well, you're kind of from Iran, so kind of."
I've heard a lot of bad things about that place too.
You guys kind of do nothing but fight.
We don't have a lot of good stuff going here, but you guys, come on.
Iran's kind of in the middle of it, and they think that we are like the devil country, so that made that game even worse. Yeah. I'm sure. But we won 1-0. Oh boy, I can't tell you his name. I'm just gonna tell you right now. There's one guy named Tim Way. I know his name because I kept thinking three-way, and his Tim Way. And then there's this dude Polinsky or something like that.
Yeah.
It actually sounds more Italian than it does sound like I made it sound Russian, Polish. Yeah, it's more. Anyway, he's the one who scored the goal, and let me tell you, I thought old boy took one to the nuts on the goal. He just gave his body up and just dove into the goaltender, kicked it before he hit the goaltender, but the goaltender knees him. What I thought was directly in the nads. Turns out it must have been just above the nads because they're calling it a lower abdominal possible rib injury. It'd have to be the lowest rib. Has to be because it was a direct shot to his nuts. He was down.
He's got a rib cage in the middle section there, huh?
He was down and out. So old boy may not be playing, and he's apparently number one on the team. He's in a couple commercials and stuff. So obviously he's pretty good. So we still got this dude Tim Way over there, and apparently there's another really good dude that only played like 10 minutes. Which, by the way, when you get subbed out in soccer, adios, bro. You ain't coming back.
Is that right?
Yeah, old boy got hurt. There's 11. It's 11v11. 11 versus 11.
Okay.
Old boy gets hurt on his goal. And he can't move. Well, they just start playing and they just pull him off. You can either sub and he's out because that was in the first half. You sub and he's done for the game. So we played with 10.
Like it's a baseball rule?
Yeah. So we played 11 versus 10 for a while they were trying to get this dude to be able to move again because they didn't want to take him out because he's one of the best players. So he finally went back out and played the rest of the first half. And I don't think he came back in for the second half.
Went to the medical tent and got some treatment.
But they're just like, y'all go play. You know what I mean? If you're going to sub for him and you say, nope. All right. Well, 11 versus 10 now until you figure out what you're going to do with him. And the same thing happened on their team. They had a moment where, no, it was us again. Another one of the guys, Stagman or something like that. I don't know, some redhead got messed up his knee, and we played with 10 for a while until they could figure out if he was going to be able to get back in or not. Wow. It's super. I think that I like that a little bit. I kind of like that. There's not like once you're out, bro, you're out. Like you don't, and you could tell these boys were tired. Think about that. They run like 7 miles.
Yeah. But I think of soccer players as just like running constantly. I'm like, they have to be in the best shape, at least cardio wise. But
We used
watching
as cross country, we used to not love. You never want somebody to get cut, but when kids would get cut from the soccer team, cross country coach immediately would call them immediately because he knows you've just trained like crazy to be able to run at a fast speed for a long period of time.
Yeah. There are spots on the field though, like if the ball's on one end, you're playing a position like you're playing defense or something like that. You might have some.
You get into help, right? You're coming more towards the middle. It's just like basketball, right? You're coming over towards the middle. You're not running the entire time. But when you do run, it's like a dead sprint, right? And you do that for 7 miles. You're sprinting 7 miles in 2 hours. You're not sprinting all the time, but when you do run, you are sprinting.
That makes me really tired to talk about it. Yeah, I that it is impressive. I've never been a soccer guy, but it's impressive the kind of shape those guys are in. So okay,
so they won.
So
we get to play again.
So they played 3 times so far.
Yep.
Okay, won all 3.
No.
Or lost 1.
No.
Lost 2.
No.
Tied
2. 1-1.
Tied 2-1-1.
You get 1 point for a tie, 2 points for a win.
That's right.
Oh boy, I hope that's right. I hope that's right. We're gonna find out. I'm pretty sure that's right.
I think you get like it's like football. You get 6 points for a win.
Yep,
like that's
6
a touchdown.
Points for a win.
And then if you had the hardest kick in the game, then you get an extra point.
Right. That's the extra point.
You get 7. Yes. And then if you played with 10 players while the other team played with 11, then they add time on at the end.
Dude, that whole extra time thing is
and it's the amount of time that gets added on, it varies. So like it depends on how many times you've had ravioli in the last year.
Exactly. And that's how they figured out. They add it all up and they divided it by 12, multiply it by 36, and that's how much time you get left.
Yeah. Which isn't that complicated, but it's
pretty simple.
Yeah.
The extra time though, seriously though, in all, why can't you just stop the clock?
Yeah.
And then get it going right away, right? Some dude's down and he's acting like he's hurt. If you're going to add extra time on, just stop the clock right there. Mm-hmm. Let's just play the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I love the fact I used to hate the fact that the clock didn't wind down, that it just started counting from 0.
That bothers me.
I mean, because I got to do math now in my head. They go, okay, 10, not 5, 4. I'm so confused. Yeah, the bartender goes, "Oh my God, there's still 65 minutes left in this game." And it was like, "No, there's 35 minutes left." Or no, what is it? 25 minutes at that
25
point.
minutes, but maybe 35.
35. Well, it was because it was 9 minutes of extra time, which apparently is a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's what we found out.
Yeah, after an hour and a half, adding another 9 minutes on to a soccer game, is a lot of time.
You should see. There's this one dude. His name was Musha or something like that. That plays for the United States. His last name is Musso. I don't know what his name is. I think it was his birthday too.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to you. But anyway, old boy, step behind. He must have had like 7 fouls in that last. He was a step behind. Oh boy. And one time he got fouled. Somebody grabbed his jersey as he's on a breakaway. And I was laughing. I'm like, why would you do that? That dude only had like 10 steps in him before he was going to fall out anyway. There's no way that guy was going to be able to run all the way down the pitch.
There it is.
All the way down the pitch. I feel like a soccer genius right now.
I know. It's called a pitch, and you've watched.
I watched the entire game.
That's
start to finish. The entire game.
It's even more impressive because it's football season and it's basketball season now.
But it was at 2:00 in the afternoon in the middle of a week. So it made it a lot easier. You know what, though? It's just like the Olympics for me. I'm so into the Olympics. It's like, you get that, I don't know why rooting for your country like becomes all of a sudden so big. It makes almost zero sense to me. But all of a sudden it's like, yeah, USA, man, let's go kick some butt. Like no matter what it is, I don't care if it's archery or spelunking. Mm-hmm. Or soccer. I'm watching.
I haven't decided who I'm going to root for yet in the World Cup. I'm going to wait and see. I first of all, I didn't know the World Cup was going on until like the first or second day. Nice. I had no idea it was even coming.
Yeah.
And so I found out, And then somebody said something about the game, like, "Oh, I had to get home early because I had to watch the game." And I was like, "What game?" It was my boss, and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" I was
It's
like,
the biggest.
I didn't know. I didn't know but anyway, so I'm not gonna watch a whole game, I'll tell you that much.
Dude,
But
I want you, but I want you to
I watch
watch
some.
part of a game
Mhm.
and think of it just from an athlete's point of view,
Mhm.
right? Don't think of it as like, oh my God, I gotta watch soccer. Don't think of it like that.
Mhm.
Think of it as an athlete's point of view. And watch the spacing, watch the something. There are some times where it doesn't make sense because they're not always aggressive at all. Like there's a lot of kicking the ball backwards back to your own defenders and your own goalie and all.
Mhm.
And I get that you're setting things up, right? And sometimes it has to do with stalling because some people want to tie. Not really, I don't think. I think they want to win. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like there's reasoning for it. That's the one thing that gets on my nerves. Like, I just want these dudes to be going. Like, you should be trying to score a goal all the time.
Mhm.
Like, just go at it. So, but I after the other day, yesterday, I really feel a little differently, and I beg you to look at it as an athlete or as a basketball coach, and just pay attention to the spacing and the passing.
Mhm.
That's what I say.
I love that. Those are terms we definitely use in basketball, and so I will. I'll do that.
All right.
Now I'll watch it, and I'm gonna make a decision then on which team I'm rooting for.
Okay. Are you going to wait for the United States to play, or are you just going to
No,
turn the first next match on you? See,
whoever I like.
the United States plays. This is another thing I don't understand. The United States plays Netherlands next, but somehow they also play the Dutch.
Mm.
Can someone explain to me how the Netherlands is also called the Dutch? Why
Yeah,
are they not Netherlandians?
I don't know. I don't know how. I
I
don't
mean,
know
we
how
are
that.
Americans because we're the United States of America. Like Iranians are from Iran. Like, English people are from England. Like, what? Why is the Netherlands Dutch?
Probably a simple thing that Google could tell me.
Deutschland. Oh,
That's
I'm just making something up
Germany,
now.
I think.
Is that what Germany is?
Germany, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Um, I think. Pretty sure.
So is Netherlands German?
No, is that
Do they speak German in the Netherlands?
well, they speak Dutch, right?
Do they speak Dutch?
I think.
Is Dutch
Freaky deaky Dutch. That's what
oh,
Austin Powers.
freaky dicky Dutch
That's what Austin Powers
is
said
Dutch
about
a
somebody.
form of German or Russian or is it just its own language?
I'll be honest with you, Chris.
Yeah, we're getting into some deep topics here.
It's yeah. I mean, this isn't going to be real politically correct, but that all sounds just about the same.
Yeah, it all sounds the same to me. A bunch of hikey Kiev. All right, so let's move on. That's the World Cup talk for today. Let's do what we do best, Adam.
Okay.
Let's pick some NFL games.
Well, I don't do that best. You do it pretty well.
I don't know. So it's been 2 weeks. So let's hear a couple weeks ago. How do we do?
Yep. That was week 11, and we had you were 2-1 week 11.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
And that's not
I
bad.
like going a game up. I like being at least in the positive on it.
Sure. But it all depends on what I did.
It does. Did you drop another 3-0 on me? 2 weeks, 3-0?
I dropped a 1-2 on you.
1-2? Daddy's
So you
picking up another game, baby.
Picked up another game. So coming into we skip week 12, coming into week 13, you're up 3 games. 14-16 on the year now. You're 17-13. So we've got the 3 games.
So we need to pick 3 games for week 13. And we always do this on Wednesday night. We do it with just the spread that's on the ESPN app. It's pretty basic. Adam, as the current loser of this, the second place, I shall say.
No, it's a loser.
How about you go first, bro? Who are you taking this week?
I'm a big fat stupid loser.
Oh, that's just not right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going with 3 home underdogs this week.
Whoa, 3 home dogs?
Yep.
That's surprising that there's even 3 home dogs in this.
Yep. The Las Vegas Raiders of Anaheim are at home against the Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim,
Nice.
and the Chargers are
Do they play in the same stadium still? Oh no, they're Vegas. That's Las Vegas. Never mind.
Vegas. The Chargers are 1.5 point favorite on the road, so I'm gonna take the Raiders for absolutely no reason.
I like it.
Seattle is a 7.5 point favorite at let's stay in Los Angeles and talk about the Rams, who are not very, after winning a Super Bowl last year, are not very good this year.
Struggling.
But I like them with 7.5 points at home.
Hey, it's
against
that hook.
Seattle.
That hook's going to be a big part of that. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the hook's going to be big. I like that pick.
Thank you. And then I don't know. This is kind of a weird game, but Pittsburgh is a 1 point favorite at Atlanta. I don't know.
You're gonna pick this game.
I'm gonna take Atlanta.
I love that you're taking that game.
I'm gonna take Atlanta just to win outright, pretty much.
Such a terrible game.
Yeah, but maybe it's wishful thinking.
Yeah,
because we'd like to see the Pittsburgh Steelers lose. But so there you go. The Raiders, the Rams, and the Falcons for me.
How about this one? I'm gonna take a home dog. You ready for this?
Yeah, let me hear it.
This is probably gonna be a loss for me, but this is something that I want to do. Deshaun Watson, first week back, playing the Texans. In the stands, the Houston Texans have given tickets to 10 of his accusers and their family to be at this game.
Whoa.
Yeah. There will be 10 of his accusers at this game. Super weird. There's going to be a ton of protesting at this game. Deshaun Watson has been, I think, 2 weeks now. He's been able to be with the team. Last week, took a ton of reps with the second team. This week, he got first team reps. I'm going to take the Houston Texans +7.
The 1-9-1 Houston Texans
+7 against this very good rushing team of the 4-7 Browns, who honestly, if Deshaun Watson comes out and plays, this Browns team is not that bad, and they could really make a run. They've got an easy schedule. They could do something, but I think this is going to be a close game. I still think the Browns win, but I'm going to take the 7 points just because, number one, he didn't look great in the preseason. Number two, he's only been back with the team for a couple weeks, and he's got to do this in Houston with all those people in the crowd talking to him the entire time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot.
All right. Good.
Oh, that's only one game. I got to pick 3, don't I?
Game.
Yeah. Did you pick 3?
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
So then I haven't looked at any of this yet, like usual. How about them? Let's see here. So you've got the Colts and here's another one. I'm going Colts Cowboys. I'm taking the Colts in Jerryland. The Colts have been freakishly good since the guy who's never coached a football game in his life, Jeff Saturday, is taking the reins. I'm going Colts +11. They're going to lose, but I'm going to take them +11 because that Dallas team is extremely good football team.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I am going to take, let's go. Man, I'll tell you what, San Francisco and Miami is going to be fun to watch.
I call that the Dan Soder Bowl.
Yeah, the Dan Soder Bowl.
He's a big 49ers fan, and like his best friend growing up is the Miami Dolphins head coach.
Are you serious?
Daniel, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then you have the Chiefs and Bengals. That's going to be a great game. The Bengals really need that game because they've got a tough schedule, and it's at home. They're playing really well, so that'll be interesting. Jets Vikings. How about that game? Minnesota -3. The Jets now with Mike White, but that team is so good around him, and the Vikings just keep on winning.
You know what I noticed this week is all of the best teams in the league are playing other pretty good teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games and bad games. But what I'm going to do is I am going to take, Broncos and Ravens. Ravens did not look good last week. The Broncos suck, but still 8 points is a lot. But I'm not going to take that game, Adam. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fall into the trap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings -3 against the Jets. I think they pull that game off.
Is that in Minnesota?
Man, I want to take the Jets in that game so bad. It is in Minnesota. But I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to take Uncle Kirk.
And Minnesota is how many points?
3.
Favorite.
3-point favorite.
Okay. You're taking Minnesota.
Yep.
Got it. All right. I got our NFL picks done.
We got 2 segments left on here.
That's right.
2 segments left, Adam. The first one is I'm excited. I'm excited for the comedy special. I'm not super excited about this. I think this is going to be the easiest thing we've ever done.
Oh.
The Mount Rushmore of dairy products. Adam, did you choose 4 different ice creams?
I didn't. I felt like that was going to be cheating.
Okay, good.
So no, I didn't.
All right, so then go ahead. Give us your 4. Give us your Mount Rushmore.
All right. Number 1.
I wrote a bunch of stuff down from Deon Cole, and I didn't bring it down here with me.
Oh, that's all right. Number 1 is ice cream.
I figured.
All
Well
right.
done.
Is that your surprised face?
That's my surprise face.
Number 2 also shouldn't be. You've known me my whole life. Shouldn't be a surprise. Probably. I'm going chocolate milk.
Ooh, well done. I like that.
Number 3, maybe the easiest one for just about everybody: cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
I got cheddar, American, provolone, most cheeses. Now these fancy cheeses,
the stinky
the ones
cheeses,
that smell the stinky
the
cheese.
soft cheeses. Most
yeah.
of the soft cheeses got a little stank to them.
I don't mess with any of that.
Yeah, no Limburger.
No Limburger. And then number 4, butter.
Oh, butter. Good call.
Butter.
Good call.
I mean, throw that stuff on anything, and you're improving it.
Butter is amazing.
Butter's terrific.
I use butter for everything.
Yeah.
So my 4 to go over there is going to be number 1 is ice cream.
Yes.
Obviously. My number 2 is eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I love eggs. I eat eggs constantly.
And your favorite preparation of eggs is?
Over easy.
Okay.
How do you prepare?
Scramble.
You're a scramble guy?
No.
Cheese with the scramble with a little cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Got some cheese in there. My kids do not like cheese in their scrambled eggs.
Oh, it's the best.
Is that the weirdest thing you ever heard?
Delicious, man.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
And I didn't have an omelet until like 6 years ago.
It's just a scrambled egg.
It's a scrambled egg that's folded over with stuff in it, and cheese in it.
Yeah,
if you're me.
Yeah, just cheese. Yeah, it's just. I mean, that's all it is. Scrambled egg.
So, I mean, an omelet's amazing.
Yes, I love a good Western omelet.
Oh.
Onions, peppers, little ham.
Okay.
I do love omelets. So eggs. That's 2. Number 3, I also have butter because I use butter to make everything if it's a pan or on any kind of cooking thing. There's going to be butter on it. For
butter and salt for you, huh?
Oh, butter and salt for sure.
Don't they have like
they have salted butter? Yeah, but I can't tell the difference. It's not enough salt. So, and then last but not least, this is a tough one because I love cheese. I love milk. I don't know how many other dairy products there even are in the world. Yogurt, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I might throw this one out there a little bit. I like a good curdled milk. What do they call that? Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. Okay.
I don't know if it's really curdled milk or not, but I love cottage cheese.
Version.
Yeah. Love cottage cheese. Salt and pepper. I could eat an entire thing of cottage cheese right now.
You know, I liked it when we were kids, and I've tried it a few times as an adult. And yeah,
you have to choose the size of the curd. You can get a small curd, you can get a big curd, you can get a medium curd.
I think I need a small curd, and I think I need a much smaller portion now, because after about 3 bites, I'm like, I don't want this anymore.
See, I'm a medium curd guy. I don't like the small and I don't like the big. I like a little med curd.
I could go medium.
Yeah.
I don't think I want a big.
Pepper, maybe even a tomato. Put a little bit on top of a tomato. I'm telling you right now, you get a nice fresh sweet tomato.
All right, hold the tomato for me, but throw some pepper on there for sure.
Pepper and salt have to go on it.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Yeah. Nice, man. Yeah, I didn't even think about cottage cheese. Yeah.
I put cottage cheese on there before I put any other cheese.
Wow.
And I love cheese.
Didn't realize you were such a big cottage cheese guy.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. So there you go. That's the Mount Rushmore of dairy products. Adam, I feel bad.
What?
I wrote down a bunch of stuff. I keep saying that I didn't write things. Oh, I didn't write. I wish I would have wrote something down. I wish I would have wrote something down. I didn't write anything down.
I wish I would have written a lot of stuff down about this
I
too.
could run up to my room real quick and get it. It's in my room, but I'm not going to do it because it'll take too much time. Deon Cole, Charleen's boy.
Yeah.
I what let's just talk about it. So
you start this one off.
Okay. I love Deon Cole. We talk all the time about these guys, you know, they get these contracts with Netflix, and the first one's really good, and then, you know, they kind of might get on their little soapbox here and there, and you never know what you're going to get out of them, you know, and you get kind of really super pumped up about these guys that have been around for a while and people that you really like, and you get really excited when they get a new special coming out, but they're established people, and it just doesn't hit the same way.
Then you get a Jay Moore.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was awesome. I laughed my petunias off almost the entire time. And I have got 3 or 4 petunias.
You're a petunia guy.
I'm a petunia guy. I am a petunia guy, and I laughed them all off.
Wow.
All my petunias got laughed off.
Never seen you laugh off all of your most all of your petunias.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but yeah, so I really liked it. I thought, you know, coming out of the gate, I got so much stuff written down. I need to go up and go get this thing.
If you want to.
It's 2 floors up. It's so far away. I can't even tell you. I'll just go with it was really good. I loved it. When he does the jokes, when he does it almost every time, he pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket and he goes, I got a couple jokes I want to try out or whatever. Oh my God. I wrote something down on almost every one of those jokes. They're little, like almost one-liners, but he kind of sometimes will pull some stuff in with them. I just watched this today. You think I would remember all these things. That's why I wanted to write it down so I could remember.
I'm the same way.
Unbelievable. I thought this was amazing. I thought he did a phenomenal job at the very end of it. Like, he was talking about, you know, how to, you know, like, hey man, you know, give these comedians a good, you know, make sure you got props for these comedians. They work their butts off. We're a sad group of people, but we have to always be trying to make people laugh. You know, all this stuff that he says. And he had a rough year with a couple of his uncles and his aunt and his mom's best friend, and his mom passed away. And he did kind of a whole thing. And, you know, it was really cool at the end. And I loved every bit of this whole thing, dude. I loved every bit of it. He makes fun of white people. He makes fun of women. He makes fun of guys. He makes fun of everybody. That's what he does. He does a great job of it. And it cracks me up. It's just funny the entire time. So I'm going to go. I went 3 point. I wrote down 3.9. I could have gone higher. I could have gone as high as 4.4. Wow. I wrote 3.9 because I feel like there were some lulls in there that I went out on. But 3.9, dude, I'm telling you, it's amazing.
3.9.
I'm excited to see. I've been trying to look through your hands just now, but you covered it up. Well done. All right, so Adam, tell me what your thoughts were.
It was, you know, I think, was it called Cold Hearted? I think the last special that he had on there, and we watched it.
Yep.
And it was, I think we both really liked it. So I was expecting a good one here, but I was the same way. I was like, man, I'm sure he'll be good, but is he going to be like, there are other comedians that I'm more excited about watching, right?
Absolutely.
Going into it. This was one of the best specials we've watched, I think.
I totally underscored this. I got to change my score.
It's
I said I could go as high as 4.4. I might give it a 4.4. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Everything I loved. I mean, he is he has gotten so much better in the last couple years
Oh
as
my
a
God.
comedian, I think.
Yes.
And or unless he just had an unbelievable, I don't know what it was, but he, I mean, almost every joke was good, and a lot of them made me laugh out
Out loud.
loud.
I love it when you get the out loud laugh because you're just a little bit surprised. I love how honest he is about things,
Yeah.
about gross stuff, right? Like that's what I like. Like we don't get into sexual jokes and stuff like that. We don't cuss on this. We don't do a lot of stuff like that. And so you can't really talk about a lot of his jokes because 90% of them are that way. But oh my God, it's so funny when he talks about his old vintage girl compared to his young girl.
Yeah.
Young girl, he writes his vintage girls love letters in cursive so they can't read it. And his old vintage girls, when he's laying in bed afterwards, he puts it on the darkest screen he can in the smallest font because they can't read it.
Until they put on the Walgreens number 3s
with the chain on the back. So good. So good. Oh my God. And and when he was talking about, oh, I can't even get into that. I don't even want to get into that, but
yeah, I laughed through a lot of this, and I'm not much of an out loud laugher.
Fondue. The fondue. Oh,
Yeah.
and the one before the fondue where he's like, nope. Oh, you don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that stuff is. Ruin my sheets.
So yeah, there's so much. I was thinking about that while I was watching this. I was like, man, we could talk about a lot of stuff here, but that's not that kind of podcast. Maybe we do a different podcast.
Maybe put a different one out.
All these podcasts do
explicits on it. Yeah,
all these podcasts do like a Patreon, so like they do like their less clean stuff on the Patreon. That's like a paid thing.
Oh,
Like people have to pay for that. So if we started a Patreon, but you have to have people that
sounds
watch it.
That sounds like we're starting our own country.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
yeah,
a
something
little
like
freaked
that.
out about patriotism.
Patreon, I think it's just the website that they use. I don't know.
Patriotism, patrioticism. Yeah.
So the only complaint I have.
What's your complaint?
I was distracted by the language. Maybe I'm getting older.
You're getting no. Deon Cole drops the N-bomb more than any other comedian,
and not just that. I mean, that bothers me all the time. But the B word at the end of everything, the MF, there was a word that ended every single sentence, it seemed like.
Yeah.
That I was like, I was after a little bit. I mean, I caught it pretty early. And also I'm a weirdo and I become the grammar police because that bothers me a lot. And so many people don't speak really poorly. That when he's the way he talks, which is so many people talk like that, but so that bothered me a little bit. And then I'm like, I don't even care about the grammar anymore. I mean, do you have to talk like that? Every single thing that comes out of your mouth has to have one of those words in it. After a while, I'm like, maybe cheapening it just a little bit.
You think so?
Maybe just a tiny bit. And I think for that reason, I took maybe a 1/10 or maybe even 2/10 of a point off for that.
Okay.
Having said that, having taken those fractions of a point off for the language, 4.5.
Wow. All right, I'm going back to 4.4. I love the special. I don't know why I said 3.9. It was as good as any of the last few that we rated really high.
Yeah.
Maybe I just been rating so many high. I'm starting to get a little harder, but dude, it was as good as the Bill Burr. It was as good as a lot of these ones that we have really liked lately.
Yeah.
So good, man. He's a funny dude.
He's a really funny guy.
He's a funny guy. I love it's just the honesty. He's making fun of himself a lot. Like the fondue, you got to deal with the fondue. Cracked me up. I used to be able to hit every single blade on the fan. It's like a fondue machine.
She says, deeper, and I say tighter.
Sit there depressed. So good. I love how you're covering your microphone. Like you don't think people are going to hear it on this thing.
Definitely picked up on Chris's mic for sure. Definitely picked up on Chris's mic.
There's so many good ones on there. Oh my God. Oh, he's really good, dude. He is really good. He's been doing it for a really long time. He's in his 50s. That
I
dude's in
know.
his 50s.
Yeah.
You never know. He's in great shape. Looks good. He does
Yeah.
the Old Spice commercials. And when he does the Old Spice commercials, his wife or girlfriend in it, he's always got one because he's telling her to
I thought
stop
I just
using
figured
it.
that was an actress,
Well,
but
it's
yeah.
not his actual girlfriend, who
Okay.
they
Yeah.
cast for it.
I got you.
But there's always a girlfriend in it that's using his stuff, and he's like, "Stop using my Old Spice" or whatever.
Mhm.
And they're always like in their 20s, like they're always really young actresses that are playing it. And
Yeah.
Deon Cole's like 50 something.
Yeah.
So
But he looks a lot younger than he
sure.
is.
So he can play the whole vintage girl, young girl thing that he does in this, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Going over all that. Oh my God, it's so funny. So funny.
And you know what I also like is comedians that like maybe are single and they date a lot, and comedians, especially more successful ones like that, get a lot of opportunities to
Yeah.
date, meet gals and stuff. And you I kind of I like it when they start talking about when they're getting older and then like certain things are like falling off
Yeah.
and not literally, but I mean like parts of their life are like,
Yeah.
man, like I'm going to bed at 9:30 now or something
Yeah.
like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, because I can relate to that. As
Right.
I'm getting older, I'm definitely getting more and more like that.
He said, women, you need to just start looking at people. Or he was talking about if you're over 40 or something like that, you need to be talking to everybody. You need to walk in and it's like, y'all don't make eye contact. Girl, he said, girl looks my way in my direction for a little bit. Just for a little extra that I think she would have. I'm like, I'll go put this thing on her right now.
Yeah.
It's cracking up.
I mean, that was one of the things that he said that I related to. Like he said he talked to like some female friends or something like that, and he asked, if you see an attractive man when you're out, do you approach them? Do you say anything?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And I'm like, all these years, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Why not?
Yep.
Like, I mean, I have a pretty low, pretty low, opinion of myself. But anyway, but like when I was younger and I would go places once in a while, I always thought like maybe one of these 200 beautiful women in this bar or whatever, maybe one of them thinks I'm attractive.
Yep.
If that was the case, I just wish women would do that,
Yep.
Come up and say something to me, because I'm certainly too
Yep.
afraid to come up and say something to you.
You've lost out on so many soulmates and husbands and fiancés because y'all don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Just look our way. Don't even look at us. Just look in our direction for a little longer than we think you should.
Yeah. Yep. Just give me a sign or something.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Man,
that was good.
He's really good. Yeah.
And we don't use what did he say? He said when you get older, men use sex to keep a woman or something like that. He was talking about how like, wait a second, and then the two in a day or whatever. That was pretty funny too. Yeah, guess what? You're number two, bud. You're number two.
That was one of my favorite jokes, because he's like, you're sitting there on the couch, we got holes in your underwear, you just ate 3 sandwiches.
And you're walking into the kitchen to make a 4th sandwich. And she come down looking good. Like, where you going? Well, I told you it was April's birthday. We're going to go have dinner, and then we're going to go get some drinks. And you look at her and you're like, I might have to put something in there now. Do something here.
The sandwich thing is so funny.
Yes. They come home and I'm just tired. I'm tired. Guess what? You number 2.
Yeah.
Your guy's thinking out there now, oh man, Thursday. That happened to me on Thursday. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yes, but the 3 sandwiches when he was like, man, and I can't, I'm bloated and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
3 sandwiches. He said 3 sandwiches. You could tell by the crust that's left on the plate. And he is on his way to make a 4th. Yes, so good.
And the numbers he picked for that were perfect.
They were.
Like, I feel like if he would have said 2 sandwiches going for 3, that wouldn't have been as funny.
It's not as bad.
More than that would have
4
been too
sandwiches
many.
going for 5 was definitely too many. It's just enough to make sure that you had way too much to eat. He was not thinking about doing this. He was thinking about making a sandwich. So good.
Oh man. All right. So we're finished with Deon Cole here, but man, if you don't mind some
Language.
some serious language, then Go check
Definitely
that
funny.
out.
Definitely funny.
Yeah. All right. So we're at the end here. We just have to pick our Mount Rushmore and our comedy special for next week.
Yep.
And so I can go. For some reason, I'm actually you said you had an idea.
Yeah. Do you know what you want to do for the Mount Rushmore?
I have it narrowed down to 2.
Okay. Well, do you want to try to figure it out? Because I can do this pretty quick, I think.
Okay. So for some reason, I have no idea why, my mind is in Pennsylvania today.
Nice. Hershey.
Or just tonight.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, probably.
That would make sense too. But no, I'm thinking either Mount Rushmore of Philadelphia 76ers or Pittsburgh Pirates. Which do you think you would be more interested in?
Well, the Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh Pirates or Mount Rushmore of 76ers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always going to be more interested in baseball.
Baseball, yeah. Let's do the Pirates.
All right, I'll do the Pirates.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore, Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, that sounds good. Well, I'm going to go out, and we've had a couple people recently that we've done comedy specials of people that we know. I just saw this come out. Don't know this person.
Okay.
On Netflix, Ramesh Ranganathan.
Yeah, I saw this.
Ranganathan. I don't know. It looks like Nathan at the end of Ranga. So Ranganathan, Ranganathan. Anyway, it's The Cynic is what it is. Oh, this is 2 episodes. Episode 1. Oh, episode 2 looks like a glimpse behind the scenes. Yeah, we don't need that. So the first one, it's an hour. That's the actual thing. Oh, why is it I just saw that it was 2 episodes. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. It's on Netflix.
I'm gonna write that down.
Netflix.
Netflix. It's ICK, right?
ICK. It's exactly right. Exactly right. So there you go. That's what we're gonna do.
Right on.
All right, and then we've got a Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh yeah.
There you go, bro. I think that's about all we got, and just a little after midnight. So well done, considering we started at like 11 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So until next time, don't forget to turn your headlights on.